Yo, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the Minnesota Twins game review. Another one versus the Rays, and we did end up winning this one, ending the month of May. We did win 5-3. It was a good game. Not the best, but hey, we figured out a way to win. A lot of guys came up clutch in certain situations, and well, that's what we need, right? So we did win. We are 21-8. Remember at the beginning of the month when I previewed this whole month of May, I said this was our toughest month and we would probably win 18 to 20 games. We won 21. We went 21-8. That is the best record that the Twins have had in a month since May, I think it was May of 1991. That's incredible. So that's, what happened in 1991? Just to remember, we won the World Series. So this is a freaking solid team, and we've been doing great. Also, on a side note, before we get into the actual game, Cleveland lost again to the Chicago White Sox. They have the same record in the division. What are they? 10 games back, I believe. 9 games back, 9.5, and they have the same record. So instead of saying, oh, Cleveland's 10 games back, are they going to be able to come back? It's going to be no. Are the White Sox 10 games back? They have really been struggling. I'm talking about Cleveland. The whole AL Central really struggles, but Cleveland has been going down. So, honestly, this game was good, right? I was a fan of the lineup. I didn't like Astudillo in the 3 spot. Everybody else was good. Astudillo, he did well. Not gonna knock him for that. But statistically, his month of May has been the worst. Right? Out of every position player that I give credit to, he statistically is the worst. But that's why baseball's so great. He did what he needed to do last night in his situation to get a couple runs home, to get a couple of hits. He had a good night. But I would have liked to see Garver in there. Garver's not back yet. I think he's supposed to be back tonight, but Garver's not back. If that's the same lineup we go with every single time, I would love to see it with Garver in the 3 spot. I think that would be solid. I really do. Especially if Garver goes back and hits the ball like he did. So, let's start in the pitching like we usually do. Let's go to the box score quick. My bad. 5 runs on 10 hits, no errors. 3 runs on 4 hits, and 1 error. So, we limited them to 4 hits. That's basically all we had on the night before, on Friday night. So, very good for us to come out and, be good with our pitching. A good bounce back game for Barrios. It wasn't the cleanest, especially early, but we figured out a way to get it done. We did score first, but then in the bottom of the second inning, we gave up a couple of hits there, and then that was it. No, he also gave up a home run. My bad. He gave up a home run to Kiermaier, and then gave up another run. But hey, it's fine. It happens. He struck out 8 guys, right? He struck out 8 guys, walked 3, maybe a little high there, but gave up 3 hits, 3 runs. So that just tells you how productive they were. I think, yeah, Kiermaier's was a home run. And that's, what else can you do? You just get it right. So remember the Philly game? When Barrios was pitching and we scored 1 run, and then we also gave up 1 run, but it was a 2-run home run, I guess. So you know what I'm saying? All it takes is 1 bad pitch, and he puts it over the fence. It doesn't matter, though. We came back in, the 5th inning? We scored 2 more runs, tied the game, and then in the 9th, Rosario came up and did well. So let's go through it. Like I said, Barrios, 6.2 innings. That's awesome. Rogers came in. I don't know what the heck this was. He got a 7-out save. 2.1 innings pitched. Only gave up 1 hit, 1 strikeout. But that's the Rogers that I think we all, were expecting to see last week. When, he struggled against the Brewers. I think on both nights. To have him come back here That's great. So let's go through what happened here in the first inning. Top of the first inning, we got on the board right away. That's great. So Max Kepler swung at the first flipping pitch again, but he popped out. Next up, Jorge Polanco on the second pitch. He doubled, and that put him on second base. Williams Astudillo on the second pitch hit a single, and Polanco scored. So literally, what is that? 5 pitches into the game, we already had a 1-0 lead. Then Rosario flew out. Crone doubled. Williams was thrown out at home plate because he decided not to run around third. A bonehead error there, but you know, sometimes I guess it happens, right? You can't be flawless every time. But yeah, I mean, if you watch the highlights, if you watch the game, he was rounding second, coming to third. It looked like he was just going to stop and take his double, but the ball bounced off the wall. The fielder couldn't get to it right away, so he rounded third after hesitating and got thrown out by a mile at the plate. And the throw was up the line, so if he would have maybe rounded third right away and kept running, the likelihood of him getting past the ball where he was thrown out at and, you know, right at home plate, he would have been fine. So, I mean, a clean first inning for Barrios. Struck out 1 in the bottom of the first. Now let's go to the bottom of the second because, well, that was the next time somebody scored. So, let's do it. Christian Arroyo walked with 1 out, and then Kiermaier gave up his home run. That was it. So there you go. I mean, just like I said, what was it yesterday? The 2 walks from Perez weren't bad pitches. The umpire maybe screwed him. They were right around the zone, but if you're not going to swing at a cutter that's out of the zone, I mean, right? It was out of the zone. So they take a walk. Walks come back to hurt you. Kevin Kiermaier, his 6th home run of the season, way out to center field. Both of them scored. It was 2-1. And you're thinking, well, maybe this is the same thing as the Philly game. But we were able to, come back and get 2 more runs in the 5th. So let's talk about that. Scope walked. And remember how much we talked about the walks hurting people. Well, Scope walked to lead off the inning. That's great. Byron Buxton popped out. Max Kepler grounded out. And with 2 outs, Jorge Polanco doubled. Another double for him. This was with 2 outs, as mentioned. I mean, that's awesome that we were able to produce with 2 outs. Otherwise, who knows where this game would have been. But Williams Astudillo then came up and singled as well, scoring Polanco. That put us back in the game with a tie. Good for Scope to get on base. You know, he's struggled a little bit, but, you know, finding a way to be productive for the team. And then we were able to hold him until the end of the game. In the bottom, or the top of the 9th, I should say, Scope was hit by a pitch. So, again, the second time that he was able to get on base. Byron Buxton bunted. Awesome. But, I guess there is no but. Never mind. Sacrifice bunt. Max Kepler grounded out, but Scope got to third. Intentionally walked Polanco, and then Williams Astudillo was hit by a pitch. So the bases were loaded for Eddie Rosario, and you would have liked to see him hit a home run. We hit 56 in May, which was a franchise record. We were 2 off the MLB record. I don't know how we didn't break it. Give us another month, I guess, but Eddie Rosario comes up singles to left field, and puts both runners, Scope and Jorge Polanco, at the plate to win 5-3. And like I said, Rogers with a 7-out save, good for him. But other than that, it was a clean game. Kepler 0 for 5. His average is now under 270. Maybe a little bit higher. Like I said, I want him in that 270 range. I still think he's over swinging. I would like to see him not swing at the first pitch every time. I hate when players do that. Then Jorge Polanco had a good night. The rest of the guys had a good night in the lineup pretty much. He went 2 for 4, 3 runs, one RBI, a walk. That was the intentional walk. Astudillo went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Rosario went 1 for 5 with 2 RBIs. And there you go. Productivity. It's sometimes the Twins have gotten into a problem where, all the guys will get a hit in the lineup, but they all get them at different times in the game. We were lucky enough to, get into a rhythm right away and get, hit, score a run. So that was really good for the top of our lineup. Then Crone went 1 for 4. Gonzalez finally getting back in the hit column, 2 for 4. Sano 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Scope 2 for 2 with 2 runs, a walk, and a hit by pitch. And then Buxton 0 for 3, but had that big sacrifice bunt. So good for him. I mean, like I said, almost everybody being productive. Even Kepler going 0 for 5 was productive to get Scope to third in that 9th inning. Sano probably was the only unproductive person. Oh, he did hit the catwalk. I forgot to mention that. That was stupid. He hit the freaking catwalk or the speaker up there, and they caught it, and it was an out. That's dumb. He did that before, too. He did that the last time they were in Tampa Bay, which is incredibly stupid. But you know what? We end the month of May with a 21-8 record. Still the best team in baseball, and we got another win under our belt. Now 20 games again above 500. So a great game, a great win for the Twins. Barrios pitched well. Rosario came up clutch. Just how it goes, I guess, right, when you're winning. So that's all I got for you today. Make sure to come back a little bit later for another video and tonight's game review. Otherwise, we'll see you later for another one.